A judge is weighing whether or not Oath Keepers founder Stewart Rhodes will have to stay in jail as he awaits trial on charges connected to the Capitol insurrection. Rhodes is one of the most high-profile January 6th defendants. He's charged with seditious conspiracy. Rhodes has pleaded not guilty. He's been behind bars in an Oklahoma facility since last month. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now from Washington with more. Scott, it's good to see you. So there was a hearing for Stewart Rhodes on Wednesday. Tell us more about what happened.
It was quite striking, Elaine. Stewart Rhodes isn't just the highest profile, but one of the highest level defendants from the U.S. Capitol riot. He faces that seditious conspiracy charge. He is a prominent figure. And late today, he asked a judge to let him out of jail until trial. The judge said he would consider it and report back with an order by Friday. It would be a striking thing if the judge released Stewart Rhodes. There are dozens of other defendants facing lower-level charges who are in jail, some for longer than a year awaiting trial. But we'll see what happens with Stewart Rhodes on Friday. There were some revelations in court today. His attorneys argue that not only is Stewart Rhodes not a flight risk, they say he's willing and, in fact, eager for a public trial, intends to go nowhere, doesn't have a passport, not a risk to be released. The prosecutors made a much different argument, saying that Rhodes is a danger of flight and a danger of tampering with witnesses. This is a man who founded the Oath Keepers. There are nearly 24 other Oath Keepers charged, many with seditious conspiracy. This really, Elaine, is the epicenter of this sweeping January 6th prosecution. All eyes on Stewart Rhodes for the second half of the week.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch this case closely. While we have you, Scott, President Biden has ordered the release of White House visitor logs from the Trump administration to the committee investigating the January 6th insurrection. What happens next?
Another big victory for this committee, but there are big hurdles next. First, the victory. The National Archives says within 2 weeks it will hand over the Trump White House visitor logs because the Biden administration declined to go along with Donald Trump's argument of executive privilege. Should show who entered the grounds, the White House grounds on the morning of January 6th. We know this committee is particularly interested in what happened in the Oval Office that morning and what Donald Trump said to Mike Pence ahead of the Electoral College count. They've already asked Ivanka Trump to appear, saying she likely heard the conversation. Perhaps the White House visitor logs, among many other things, will say who else might have been in the room, who else might have heard. But there are hurdles. There's already a flood of paperwork for this committee, Elaine. They have 60,000 documents. This is just another pile of documents for them to swim in. And there are others for whom they've requested records and have not yet received them. Of course, there's Steve Bannon. There's Rudy Giuliani. There's Alex Jones. The White House, the Biden White House has cleared the way for these records to go through, but for this committee, they don't always get everything they want from Trump and Trump figures.
Yeah, 60,000 documents, as you note. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see how quickly they're able to move forward here. Meantime, the January 6th panel issued 6 new subpoenas in its investigation. So who are lawmakers looking to speak with, and what information are they seeking?
People of high importance, but people of low profile. The latest 6 people to receive subpoenas are local, state-level political party leaders from those states in which Donald Trump is trying to challenge the election. These are people the January 6th Select Committee believes were part of constituting this plan for fake electors. Among the names is Kelly Ward, the Republican Party leader from Arizona, somebody with whom the committee believes President Trump, former President Trump, spoke ahead of January 6th. But also there's a state party leader, a former party leader from Michigan, others from Wisconsin. These are people the committee believes have information about fake electors. And the fake elector plan, Elaine, is a big component, perhaps a growing component, of the January 6th investigation for this committee. They want to know who was part of that planning, and they want to show that there was no infringement or fraud or Russian or foreign interference in the 2020 elections. It's one of the things they want to demonstrate when hearings or the report are issued.
So given all of these different avenues, Scott, that lawmakers are pursuing, when can we expect the committee to actually start holding public hearings on its findings?
I'm glad you asked that because we've been asking that quite a bit, in fact. The timetable keeps slipping. The first public statement from the committee was hearings could begin this month, in February. Then we heard a member mention March. Then we heard a member mention April this weekend on Face the Nation. And really, I'm getting the sense from the committee members and those close to it, that the report they issue is really what they want to lean into. The public hearings are amorphous right now. They don't have a great sense of when or what it'll include, but that report really could be a legacy item for the committee. I think their focus really is on the black and white, what they issue on paper versus what they show before cameras in prime time.
Interesting. All right, Scott MacFarlane in Washington. Scott, thanks so much for your reporting.